In just over 2 years, Bear Naked is growing rapidly. Sales are at 1.2 million. They have grown from 5 employees to 30, and Bear Naked is now a national brand in 2,500 stores. But Brendon and Kelly are finding that success is bringing out big differences in their styles.
He's very aggressive, I'm much more passive. He's fearless, I'm a little more careful. You love him, and then you want to punch him. Stop it!
After spending nearly every minute of the last 2 years together, Brendon and Kelly still struggle to find a balance between her caution and his aggressiveness. But their closeness leads others to believe they are more than just business partners.
Many times when I do in-store demos, people will say, are they married? Are they boyfriend, girlfriend, brother, sister? And I said none of the above. Great friends, great partners. I'd love for you to ask them that question.
Brendon and Kelly are just friends, with one exception.
Oh, we fight like a married couple all the time.
Everyone who's ever watched the Food Network, that we are more like brother and sister than anything else, and we're nothing more than partners.
Oh, yes.
I made that very clear. Because we operate on such opposite ends of the spectrum, he and I are both sort of forced to meet in the middle a little bit.
You should be producing 1,500 pounds an hour, and we're cooking more than 10 hours a day right now.
And sometimes we meet more on his side, and sometimes we meet more on my side. In the days that, we meet on his side, I leave frustrated and wondering why I didn't get my way. But every decision, I think, is made with the greater good of the company in mind.
And it's for the greater good of the company that leads Brendon and Kelly to a realization.
We're at the point now where the company has grown to a certain extent that we need experts in certain fields.
So they're running the one flavor on the high-speed line. Triple berry on the high-speed.
We've had to see other friends go separate ways.
2.5 years after starting Bear Naked, only 2 of the original 5 employees remain. They are replaced by an expanding list of experienced food industry people, a comptroller who left Pepsi for Bear Naked, a VP of manufacturing with 10 years working for a large food company, and a VP of sales with over 20 years in the business.
We have about 60 employees. There's about 40 in the kitchen that actually do all the baking, and then there's about 20 that work more in the corporate environment in terms of sales, marketing, finance, accounting.
Before their 3rd anniversary, they move offices again to a $4,000 a month, 3,200 square foot space. But rapid growth doesn't mean major profits.
We're in the black from a P&L standpoint, profit and loss. On a cash flow basis, we're not, because we're growing so fast. So for every month that we grow 10%, that ties up 10% of capital into inventory and accounts receivables.
90% of their 60 employees buy shares in Bear Naked, bringing in some much needed cash flow. But Brendon and Kelly need more money to finance their rapidly expanding company. Neighbors such as former TV executive John Newton become investors.
I liked the name of the company, I liked and used the product, and I thought that they were very determined.
We have about 10 investors, very enthusiastic investors. We have, these are people who care about us personally and who are also interested in getting a good return on their money.
With outside investments from John and 9 others, Bear Naked gets a $2 million boost. It gives the company the money it needs to keep up with growth, but John realizes it's a risk.
We have people here now, young managers who might be on their 1st or 2nd job, that are managing 2 or 3 people that may well be managing 20 or 30 people next year.
Brendon and Kelly are ready for what the next year may bring.
Then we're going to pull out the claw mark and kind of make that more prominent in the packaging.
They redesigned the logo to give Bear Naked a sexier, more commercial look and hire outside manufacturers or co-packers to handle the packaging and distribution. They are soon using 4 co-packers, each operating at maximum capacity.
We're about 25,000 pounds a day.
We've certainly come a long way.
By year 3, over 400,000 people buy a package of Bear Naked every month.
Cheers!
And sales hit the $10 million mark.
It was about 3 years ago when we started it, and now there's product in 10,000 stores across the country.
Here's to the future and a great team.
A cause for celebration and a challenge for Brendon.
Anybody can make one product and make it well. The true characteristic of a great brand is whether you can carry that brand and that name and that relationship you have with the customer into other parts of their lives. I think what we need to do is kind of come up with products that will allow us to build a billboard.
Have, different kinds of fruits in there.
Brendon and Kelly decide to move beyond granola into the expanding whole grain market.
We just launched a line of low sugar cereals, and instant oatmeals. In developing these new recipes and formulas, we really looked at what made the granola successful, and that was the fact that it was whole grain based.
It's really, to me, the true test of whether Bear Naked, the brand, can kind of stand on its own 2 feet to the American public.
Brendon and Kelly have turned homemade granola into a $10 million company in just 3 years. Now they're ready to risk it by taking on the major cereal companies head to head. It's a $9 billion industry. But is there room for just one more?
As soon as one of those fails or if it doesn't work well, then the brand loses credibility and the business loses credibility.